or touch base with all our correspondents there on the ground who are going to get us the latest buzz when it comes to this particular elections. We've got Mark Lynn joining us there from Visakhapatnam, Dibendu Mondal joining us from Ranaghat, Akshay Dongre joining us from Hyderabad. We also got two guests joining us in the studios, Aditi Tandon, senior journalist with the Tribune, with us in the studio, Shekhar Iyer, senior journalist joining us via Zoom this evening. Let me first come to you, Mark. Looking at how the southern bastion has been, especially when it comes to the turnaround that the opposition looks at, do you see a similar kind of trend that's trending in the first place? And secondly, the land titling, act that's been brought about, how is that a flashpoint between the political forces there, especially in Andhra Pradesh?
Well, Anil, coming to your first question, there are really two forces here in Andhra Pradesh. One is the TDP and the other is the YSRCP, as we can see. In the last election, they accounted for together 90% of the votes. So it's very clear that they are a force. They are the real force to reckon with in the state. Now, when we talk about the Land Title Act, this was an act that was brought in with the objective to actually make title clear so that more investments can come into the state. And the concern that people have about the act is that some people don't want surveys to be done on their land because they feel that they may lose land which they may have got through means that were not fair, or perhaps they have encroached on land that is not theirs, which will all come to light. And as a result of that, there has been, some sort of opposition to the surveying of land. But it goes both ways. Both parties are not in a position to get past this particular act, even though it has been made an act. The issue is that whether the surveys will actually be done and clear title will be given to each individual. However, the re-registration of land was necessary, they thought, from the point of view of bringing in more investments into the state. After all, they are looking to develop the state at a rapid pace and to create more industries, create more opportunities. And for that, they required to have this act so that things could move more smoothly.
Okay.
Anil.
Okay, shifting to Akshay joining us from Hyderabad. Akshay, how does one see the triangular contest that's building up, especially in Telangana, looking at the BRS, the BJP and the Congress? There's been a change in power in the state in the assembly elections, but how much of it resonates, especially in the Lok Sabha, and how's the contest there building up as we look at phase 4?
Well, Anil, what we have seen in the last legislative elections with the support for the BRS that started to have national ambitions, turning from BRS from TRS, clearly showing that they not just want power in the state, but they wanted to become a national force. In fact, exactly the opposite has started to happen here in Telangana as well. The support for the BRS has been shrinking, and what we have seen in the legislative elections last year, BRS getting only 39 out of 119 legislative assembly is something that we are expected to see here as well. We have been reporting from the state of Telangana, from where we are seeing that the BRS leaders are actually finding it quite hard to find supporters, which they had in ample numbers ever since Telangana was carved out of the state of Andhra Pradesh. And initially, because of the state being carved out, regional parties had a lot of dominance in the state politics. But now, as the state is seeing more development, more infrastructure projects, they are having national ambitions. Rather, they are having ambitions of the national parties coming here and a better synchronization with the central government as well, with the other and better connectivity, better connections to other states as well. So that has changed, in fact, and that may, in fact, directly benefit the Bharatiya Janata Party. The BJP has been eating into the supporter base for both the Congress Party and the BRS, but now now, what that we have seen that the Congress party has won legislative elections. Certain promises that they had made to be fulfilled within 100 days of them coming to power have not been done so, and that is making some people question their support to the Congress party as well, and that may in fact reflect into support for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Another last thing here I wanted to add was the fact that earlier the AIMIM was in alliance with the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, that is now the Bharat Rashtra Samiti. That alliance has been broken as well. So AIMIM may also eat into the vote share of the BRS, not just here in Hyderabad but across the state. And all of these combined factors may in fact result into a massive support for the Bharatiya Janata Party among the state, not just in cities but in the rural areas as well.
Okay, quickly moving to West Bengal, where we got Dibendu joining us. Dibendu, how do you look at the political bigwigs? You know, they're battling it out in this particular phase of elections. It's the battle of, bigwigs in West Bengal in this phase.
Well, Anil, absolutely right. We have multiple heavyweight candidates contesting against each other in this phase of the elections in West Bengal. I was just listening to you. You were naming some out, and rightly so. We, on one hand, in the Krishnanagar seat, we have Mahua Moitro of the TMC battling it against the Queen Mother, the Ranima of the erstwhile royal family of Krishnanagar, Amrita Roy. Around whom the BJP have thrown their weight. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had personally spoken to her when her candidature was announced. He also came in and to Krishnanagar to campaign for her. Moving upwards north, we have the Behrampur seat from where the Congress's heavyweight Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary is taking on Yusuf Pathan, a former cricketer and now Trinamool Congress candidate from that particular seat. Remember, Behrampur had been a Congress bastion for a very, very long time, and it is known locally as the bastion of Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. The TMC is trying to break that by fielding Yusuf Pathan from that candidate, from that constituency. Remember, the Behrampur constituency also has about 50% of minority population. So therefore, the battle there has become more tough for the Congress's Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary to win now, with the TMC putting in Yusuf Pathan to contest from there.
Okay.
Moving towards eastern side of Bardhaman, where former state president Dilip Ghosh is contesting. It was represented by S.S. Ahluwalia, who has been moved to the Asansol seats. Of course, big names fighting this phase of election here in West Bengal. So, of course, just a couple of days ahead of the final day when the people will cast their vote and decide who their candidates would go to the Parliament of India. Back to you, Anil.
Okay, thank you and appreciate Mark, Dibendu as well as Akshay for joining us, getting us those live inputs. Let's now quickly get the two guests joining us to